Hey Nick, this is Chris from Lakeshore. I just want to say it was nice meeting you and helping you with your game. Having the tennis background that you do, it should make it pretty easy to pick this game up pretty quickly. And being in Hawaii where the weather is warm year-round should make it another thing that should make it easier to pick this up pretty quickly. So first thing we're going to talk about is your grip. So what we have to do is get your hands on there the correct way to make it easier for you to swing. What we want to do is your right hand is actually pretty good. You can see how your right hand, wrong button, the V between your index finger and your thumb is pointing towards between your right shoulder and your right ear. Now the one on top is actually pointing towards your left shoulder. So now you can see the picture on the left, both are actually pointing in the same area, and you can actually see a little bit more of the logo on his glove, which means that what we want to do is we want to take your left hand and rotate it a little bit more this way on top of the club and get the club more in the fingers rather than in the palm. Now you can see when you get that club in the fingers of your left hand, it'll be more over, and we actually won't be able to see the thumb. It'll be underneath the right hand. Whereas now I know it's in the palm, we can actually see a lot of that thumb in the left hand. So again, we want to rotate that over a little bit so we can see the top of the logo on the glove, and we also want to get that a little bit more in the fingers. Your grip pressure should be about the same throughout the swing. It shouldn't tighten or loosen throughout the swing. Out of a 1 to 10 scale, you should keep it about 4 or 5 the entire time. So here's your swing. I'm going to let you see it here before I say anything, but I think you have a pretty good foundation having a tennis background and also a tennis instructor's background. A pretty good technique. We talked about it's almost like hitting a two-handed forehand, not that you really do that all that much, but a two-handed backhand for a lefty. But let's just watch it here. Give me that stuff. Okay, I'm going to take you back to your swing. So pretty good there. I'm going to take him back. You can see not too many differences there. So actually very, very good. Let's continue going back here. So what you'll start to see, not a huge amount of differences. Again, with your athletic background, you have a good foundation. But you'll see is that from lifting this foot up, your front foot off the ground a little bit, you can see that you move quite a bit outside that circle. Now that's going to mean you have to move a lot to get back into that circle, and if your timing's a little off, it's going to be hard to be consistent about that. So you can see he stayed very, very still over the ball. So our goal is going to be to see if you can stay fairly still, keeping your head in one place and don't let it move too much. And you're going to feel, so you don't have to move all that much, you're going to feel like this foot stays down, and you're going to feel like your left shoulder goes down. So you're going to stay still, and you're going to feel like everything just kind of turns around, almost if there was a beam that went right through the center of your chest here. You kind of turned around that pivot there, boom, without moving all that much, as you can see he does in this picture. And then that'll allow you to get through the ball much better. And you can see there'll be a little bit of a difference here. You can see how his right leg is moving a little bit more through the ball, kind of driving with his legs. And that's again because he stayed a little bit stiller or more quiet in the backswing. And now you have to catch up and try to use your arms a lot to hit the ball. So what I really want you to concentrate is on that backswing, staying a little bit more quiet. Don't allow your head and everything to move so much, so you keep your head still. And keep that foot on the ground. Turn back. Turn that left shoulder down underneath your chin. Swing through to a nice balanced finish. And you can see, when you get yourself in a little bit better position going backwards, it's going to help you going forwards, and you can see how his knees are matching there, whereas I have one knee here and one knee there. So again, I think, like I said, you have a great foundation, but you just need a little bit of a tweak and just to practice a little bit. So, keep an eye on your grip. Make sure that's in the fingers. Your posture looks great. We're not going to mess around with that. Your posture looks terrific. The only things that I would suggest really focusing on, making sure you stay a little bit more still in your backswing so that you don't move out of those circles and out of those lines as much. And that'll help you get through the ball and finish more in balance. And like I said, one thing that you had told me at the beginning of our lessons is that you hit on the top of the ball and the ball kind of stays very level, doesn't go very high in the air. And a lot of that is because when you move a lot off the ball this way and you come through the ball, and you can see how we would call you a little bit more flat-footed, it's very easy to hit the equator of the ball or the top of the ball. Instead of when, you can see Adam Scott, this is the Masters champion right here, you can see everything's kind of driving down, his hands, his legs, everything's hitting into the back of the ball, and he's creating a divot right at the ball or in front of the ball. Everything's driving down, so it's a good image for you to have. But again, I'm going to attach some more notes and everything in your email, so you have some of the basic fundamentals. But this is just a little bit of a video for you to check out. And again, it was a pleasure meeting you, and hopefully I get to see you again next summer when you come back out here for your family reunion. Well, take care and stay in touch.